Hello ladies and gentlemen, or Kerbals. My name is Addison396 and today we're going to start exploring Kerbal Space Program. Now the idea of this video is to explain some basic things that aren't explained in the game itself. So I'm going to give you sort of a little graphical user interface tutorial and a sort of basics of building tutorial. Quick note here, you might have noticed I'm selecting my own flag. I'll be doing a video next. My next video will be on how to place your own flag in Kerbal Space Program, and yeah, I've already used that name, so I can't. I don't want to overwrite. Choose a different name. But yeah, I'm going to be showing you the career mode, and if you appreciate this video, obviously give it a like, a thumbs up, and I'll be sticking it in a playlist called Kerbal. So if you're watching this video in the far past, I suppose, yeah. Well, no, it'd be the present for you now. If I've recorded this video in the far past, check out the playlist. So this is your basic overview map, and I'm going to talk through the different things that we've got here. So we've got our research center. This is where we build things with science. We've currently got 0, and to research this takes 5 science. If we were to research it, we would get these parts. And yeah, science is basically the money of this game. Up next, we've got the astronaut complex. This is where you recruit space astronauts or cosmonauts, and the courage and the stupidity doesn't have anything really to do with it. Do anything at the moment, and if you want to recruit one, you just click the green button and you're good to go. So return back to the main overview screen. We've also got the tracking station, and this is actually a good time to explain about the Kerbal universe. So if you'd sent anything off, as you can see me scrolling through the top here, this is where they would be highlighted, you'd be able to see them. And this is Kerbin, so it's a planet not unlike Earth. It's a bit different, but it's not unlike Earth. We've got a solar system consisting of, well, we've got our planetary system consisting of a moon, which is named after the moon, obviously. We've got a second moon orbiting us, and we've also, as you see, I will zoom out here in a second and it'll show our orbit path. We're actually the 3rd rock from the sun, which is again similar to our solar system. There's the other two planets. There's a 4th planet, a 5th and a 6th, and out there is a 7th on a nice weird sort of orbit, bit like Pluto. Almost forgot the name of that planet. Well, it's not a planet anymore, is it? According to certain scientists. So this is the main overview that you get. This is where you'd be navigating to and from your different places. These 2 hangars and the launch pad, which I've just pointed to, the launch pad you basically never want to go to because the hangars will automatically send the craft there when you hit the launch button. So let's have a look at the vehicle building place. So this is the area where you construct your vehicles to go into space. This is the first bit of gear that you want to plop down. It's where the Kerbals will sit, and it's a 3D plane, so you can scroll around it. You can scroll up and down, zoom in and out, get any angle you like. This is the area where you grab your items from, and these are the tabs which contain the different types of items that you're going to be using to build with. This down here shows the center of mass. That's pretty important when you're building and your thrust and stuff like that. And lift. This is pretty important for when you're building more complex vehicles, as you don't really want them to tilt over and such like that. And I'm just going to show you here the symmetry. Now you can add different symmetry to your craft, and you do that by pressing X. It changes the symmetry and it just allows you to easily add multiple items without them being in odd places. So what I'm going to do is start building up a basic ship. Like I've said, oh, there's my little flag in the background. Like I've said, I'm not going to go into too much detail in regards to actually flying and getting out into space. I want to basically just cover stuff that they don't really give you a tutorial on. And then in the next episode, well, the next episode will be the flag episode, very quick, maybe 3-minute episode. And after that, I want to get into the basics, sort of call that the first tutorial. So this is sort of just a getting to know, and then the tutorial will be after. So to build stuff, you basically just drag it and drop it. Like I said, I'm not going to go into too much detail about what I'm actually building here. I'll do that in the third episode. But yeah, to drag and drop, you just place it over the green icons. You'll see when I get something I can clip on, it'll have those little green balls, and you just clip them to each other, and they place in nicely. Obviously, we need a little parachute on top there. Goes on quite nicely. And a communications array. Now this is where I wanted to show you the symmetry that we have going on. So you'll see I stick it on the side, and there's two types of placement that you can have. You can have this sort of angular placement, which sort of snaps to, and I use that when I'm wanting to make sure, you know, I'm not making a lopsided rocket, or if I need to place something in a sort of angular shape to the rest of the rocket below it. So say for example I've got an engine sticking off the side, and I want to stick another engine beneath it, but I don't want to sort of snap it to it and connect it. I'd often use that sort of snap to placement so that I can get, you know, the perfect alignment. And then when it's sort of something that you don't really care about the placement of, or it doesn't matter that much or affect the flight of the craft, that's when you can sort of switch over to the unsnap mode to attach stuff, and you just stick it wherever you want. So as you can see, I'm building a basic rocket here. There's one more thing that I want to explain in a second after I name this craft, and that's basically staging. Now I forgot when I was recording, I forgot to do that in this area. You can do this in this screen here. Get my words a bit confused here. You can tell I've not slept in a while. And oh yeah, as I was recording, I actually deleted my ship, so I had to rebuild it again, which wasn't very nice. But it's a nice little example of how quickly you can build it. Now, as you'll see in the bottom right, my staging is, there's a little icon there. It's got a little parachute. It says 0. Now that's your staging. Now your staging or your stages are there. They're sort of a plan of your actions. So as I'm adding engines on here, you can see the engines are being added into the staging. So what I'll do is I'll switch over to the launch pad, which is where I sort of focus on staging and move them about, and it'll be a bit easier to explain. So as you can see on the left hand side now, just above that sort of flashing light, I've added my staging. Now basically that, just to explain, that means that those rockets are going to fire, then that rocket there is going to fire off, and then finally on the third stage my parachute is going to eject, or well, not eject, I hope it doesn't eject off this. You get what I mean. You get what I mean. So that is basically the sort of, that's the sort of stuff that they don't explain, that you sort of need to know. That's the sort of must know stuff. What I plan to do for the next couple of videos, like I've said, is explain sort of sciencey, get you just understanding the basics of it, understanding these resources, make sure you don't run out of electricity on the launch pad, stuff like that. Basic stuff. So the plan is by maybe the 5th video I will have done a orbital little orbital trip, so showing you how to get yourself into orbit and back down to Earth, or Kerbal. And then yeah, that'll be the 5th video. So I plan to do a couple of introductions. Flag video is second. So we've got this one, we've got the flag video second. That gives me 3 videos to get you up to grips. And get you up to grips with basic navigation, basic controls, that sort of stuff. Using the nav-ball, controlling your thrust, the correct speed at which to launch at, because for a long time, I know it sounds crazy, but for a long time I was actually launching way too fast. Yeah, get your head around that, right? Launching too fast. Anyway, so there's little basic things that you need to know, and I'll be getting those out of the way up to video 5. Video 5 will be my attempt at an orbital trip, get myself into orbit of Kerbal and back down to Earth again safely. Safely being the important part there. And here you can see me do a bit of a mess up. I That's what happens in Kerbal Space Program when it all goes wrong. And this is something that just as a quick tangent here, the problem that I had here is I used up too much power basically transmitting data whilst I was sat on the launch pad, so my rockets didn't have enough power, enough electric to set off, so I decided to put them on one by one, which was not a good idea when you've got a rocket on the side and it starts to overpower your rocket, and yeah, you get the crash that I had there. So so yeah, basically, God, this is going to take ages to explain. Oh, the simplest thing ever. You can tell I've not, it's like 7:30 in the morning, so it takes me like 4 minutes to explain something that takes like 2 sentences. But yes, basically by the 6th video I plan to take a trip to the moon. We just want to go to the moon, circle it and come back. And then by the 7th or 8th video I might take a break there and have a video explaining how would I say this, sort of refining your rockets, sort of making them better, because they may be able to get into orbit, but they may not be able to do it as efficient. And when you start to build up and up and up in this game, especially in career mode, you can find yourself reaching limitations in your build, in your ships, and you don't necessarily, it's not easy to tell sort of how to improve them. So I'll be doing little things like that, how to improve, and then the next video after that will be landing on the moon. So by episode 10, a couple of episodes afterwards, by episode 10 what I want to do is land on the moon, do some experiments, and then take off home again and land safely back on Kerbal. So that's episode 10. So I've got a 10-plan episode. Now I want to start off, obviously the flag one is going to be super easy, so by the time that you're watching this, expect the flag video to be out within a day, and then expect regular uploads. Now I know this is crazy, I know I've said this before, but this is a game that is a lot easier to record than Battlefield 4. Sorry, it's not easy to record, it's easy to edit. A lot easier to edit than Battlefield 4 montages. A lot easier to edit than, you know, E3 trailer montages. And yeah, those, Jesus Christ, that last trailer montage, it took me 3 separate sittings, and I think I was sat down at least 4 hours in each sitting. So what's that, 4, 8, 12? That's at least 12 hours, and I think I spent more in 2 of those sittings than 4 hours. So yeah, they just take a lot longer to edit than something like this, which takes approximately the same amount of time as playing it to edit. So yeah, a lot easier, and a lot easier for me to get just a good quality content out faster, which is something that I've been planning to do or needing to do on this channel. So what I was basically trying to say is, expect videos to come out roughly between 3 to 4 days, with a 3 to 4 day gap in between each video. Bloody hell, grammar at this time in the morning. So if there is anything that you'd like me to try, if there is anything that if you're currently playing Kerbal Space Program and you would want if there's something that you need figuring out or you would like some help with, let me know in the comments below. Obviously post me links to your videos if you're a YouTuber and you play Kerbal Space Program, and some screenshots. Oh yeah, quick thing to mention as well, that's just reminding me, those clouds below. So 2 points. The first one is, I'm not playing this on. So at the point of me recording this footage here, I'm not playing it on the settings that I usually play it on. The reason for that is I've basically fucked up my PC by I basically filled up like a terabyte of hard drive, and I need to defragment my drive and all sorts of stuff. So I'm not able to get the best quality or the best performance out of it when recording at the moment. Now, Kerbal Space Program isn't the best looking game anyway, but the point I was wanting to make is I do have some mods installed which do make it look better. So I've got the enhanced visual textures environments mod, I don't think those words are supposed to be in that order, but there's yeah. If you know Kerbal Space Program and modding, you know which mod I'm on about. I've also got the oh, and basically what that mod does is it adds things like clouds in the atmosphere. It just makes Kerbal look a lot nicer overall. And I've also got a few other mods. So if you want me to do a Kerbal Space Program mods video, let me know. I'll do in that mod video what I propose to do is the mods that I use and the mods that I use for my basic career mode that I want to sort of play myself. And then there are also some other mods that I load in when I'm just messing around and when I'm just wanting to jump on Kerbal for, say, an hour or so, and I'm not really wanting to get into my career mode that much. There are some other mods that I'd recommend for that as well. So, for example, just a quick example, there's one called Deadly Re-Entry. Now, I don't like to use that in my career mode because it adds just a little bit too much for me to do. Calculating stuff and stuff like that. It just adds a little bit more complication. But when I'm messing around, I do like to have that mod installed and active. So if you'd like to know which mods I play with or which mods I would recommend, let me know, and I'll make that one of my videos to come out soon in my upload list. So apart from that, I don't think there's that much else to say. I do want to say, obviously, thank you very much to you guys that have stayed subscribing to me, even though I haven't been putting out content as much as I usually have, and especially those of you who have subscribed, who originally subscribed for stuff like Battlefield and have got to sort of like me and my content and have stuck around when I'm not posting as much Battlefield content. Thank you very much, because I just really do appreciate it. YouTube is a hobby to me. It's clearly not a job. I don't monetize any of my videos. If there are ever ads on there, it's not from me, by the way. But yeah, it's clearly a hobby for me at this moment, slash sort of practice for work in the future. But it's come to this stage now where I don't know, I kind of like feel sad when people aren't subscribing as much, or if my views drop. I kind of feel a bit, yeah, it's a bit sad to admit, but yeah, I kind of feel a bit, I don't know, like a bit like, what have I done wrong, or sort of like, why don't you guys like this video, or why aren't I getting as many views as normal? And I obviously then have to realise that it's me not uploading and never basically having like a proper schedule and stuff like that. But yeah, I sort of, I don't know, I'm trying to say that it somehow affects me. It doesn't majorly, like, I'm not going to get depressed over like not getting YouTube views and stuff like that, obviously, but it's nice, it's basically nice. So I just wanted to say thank you to you guys who have kept that nice feeling going for me. I really do appreciate it. Those of you that watch my videos and comment, commenters, oh my god, I love you so much. You are always nice, you're always friendly. I think I've had one troll in the history of this channel, and at the moment I'm not getting that much views on each video, so obviously I don't expect it, but there are points where I was getting hundreds of views on each video, and I was putting a video up a day, and throughout that whole period still, I've had one troll on this channel. The majority, well, 99.9% of you have always had something good, constructive, nice, or encouraging to say, and I just want to say thank you so much for those of you that do comment. And I get to remember you. I remember you, and I remember when you started commenting and when you joined. So those of you that have sort of dropped off from commenting, please leave me a comment. It's nice, and I do respond to all of them. If I don't respond, it's because Google notifications have fucked up and they're not telling me. So what I do, you might get, what I do sometimes is look back through all my videos and try and find comments that notification thing is missed. So if you get a comment replying like 4 months later, that's me doing that. But I will catch, like 99.9% of them, and I will reply. And I'll reply within, I'll reply as soon as I see it, and I check them every day or so. Every day at least. So you shouldn't be waiting that long for a reply. Get a conversation going with me. Let me know anything, any comment that you've had at all, let me know. So I think that's pretty much it. So thank you very much for your time. I really do appreciate it, especially with me rambling on with the time of day that it is. It's bloody recording this at 7:45 in the morning. Insomniac Pro. But yeah, thank you very much for your time. I really do appreciate you watching as always, and take care, guys. I will see you in the next video.